Welcome to the Lifestyle Expansion Blueprint, where we dive deep into the mind, body, and soul of success. I'm your host, Gray, and here we believe that true growth begins from within. Whether you're seeking personal transformation, professional elevation, or simply looking to expand your life's possibilities, you're in the right place. Together, we'll explore the strategies, insights, and metaphysical principles that empower you to manifest the life you truly desire. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's embark on this journey of expansion. Your next level begins now.
Welcome back to the Lifestyle Expansion Blueprint. I'm Gray, and I'm so happy you decided to join me today. Today's episode is one I'm especially excited about. I want to share it because it's rooted in a concept that can transform the way you approach your challenges, your dreams, and even your life itself. It's a concept that I refer to as one more go. Now, this idea originated in a conversation that Will Smith was having with his son, Jaden. Jaden told him, the difference between you and me, Dad, is that you've always got one more go. Like when you were about to get in that helicopter on your 50th birthday and jump out of the helicopter into the Grand Canyon to bungee jump, I looked at you and I said, there's no way I would do that. Like where you got on the helicopter and was willing to just jump out of the helicopter, I'd have got on the helicopter. This is Jaden speaking. I'd have got on the helicopter and would have been like, put this bitch down. I'm not doing that. And see, if you think about that for a second, what Jaden was pointing out is so profound. Most of the time, it's not our actual physical or external limits that hold us back. It's the mental and emotional walls we hit that convince us that we're done, even when we got so much more left to give. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. How to tap into your mental reserves, push past your perceived limits, and open yourself up to the unlimited playground that is your mind. Because let me tell you, anything you can conceive in your mind is fair game. You should never limit your dreams, your imagination, or your possibilities by any means. So now by the end of this conversation, I want you to feel empowered, inspired, and ready to access that one more go in every area of your life. So let's get to it. We're going to start here. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you couldn't go on? Maybe it was at work, in a relationship, or even during something as simple as a workout. You hit that wall and your mind said, that's it, you're done. Wrap it up. Take that shit home. Well, if you pushed a little harder, what did you find? You weren't actually at your limit. You had more in the tank, didn't you? See, here's the thing. Your mind is designed to keep you safe. It's wired to avoid discomfort, uncertainty, and risk. That's why your brain often says stop long before your body or your spirit needs to. You ever go for a run and your mind starts making excuses? Your legs are tired, you need water, maybe you should go back home. But if you ignore that voice and keep going, you suddenly find your second wind. That's the magic of pushing past the mental block. Here's a quick tip. Start recognizing when that inner voice is just fear or discomfort talking. It's not always the truth. Remember that. Sometimes your inner voice is the punk that your outer presence is not. Now let's flip the script. Instead of talking about limits, let's talk about possibilities. Your mind is the most incredible, untapped playground you'll ever encounter. Anything you can dream up, whether it's building a business, writing a book, or changing the world, can become real if you allow yourself to believe it's possible. A friend of mine used to say, the delulu is the solulu. Your delusion sometimes is the solution to the biggest problems in your life. But too often, the only limits that exist are the ones you accept. And too often we shrink our dreams. We play small because we're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, or afraid that we're just not enough. So let me pause for a second and tell a story. And it's an old story. But I want you to think about the Wright brothers. At a time when people believed flight was impossible, they were out on the field building machines that defied logic. Or J.K. Rowling writing Harry Potter on scraps of paper while struggling financially. They didn't let fear define the boundaries of their imagination. And then look what happened. If you can dream it, you can create it. Period. So here's a question for you. What's one dream you've been keeping small? What's one idea you've been scared to pursue because it feels too big? Well, if you're listening to this right now, I just want to be the first person to tell you, dream bigger, dream bigger. So how do you tap into that one more go when it feels like you're at your limit? Here's a few strategies that can help. Number one, I want you to reframe your fear. Fear is not your enemy, it's your guide. When you feel fear, it's often a sign that you're stepping into new territory. Instead of backing away, lean into it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? 9 times out of 10, the fear isn't as big as you've made it out to be. Number 2, I need you to visualize your success because your mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what you've vividly imagined. Close your eyes and picture yourself achieving the goal. See it, feel it, believe it, taste the air around it. Visualization creates a mental roadmap for success. My third tip, break it down. Sometimes one more go feels overwhelming because we're looking too far ahead. Instead, focus on the next small step, the next rep, the next sentence, the next conversation. Success is built one step at a time. Tip number 4, build your mental resilience. Because your mental reserves are like a muscle. The more you test them, the stronger they become. Challenge yourself regularly, whether it's pushing through a tough workout, learning a new skill, or taking on a project that scares you. You have to exercise your mental imagination of muscle. Every time you prove to yourself that you can go further than you thought, you're rewiring your brain to believe in your limitless potential. I might need to say that again, like I'm going to take y'all to church. Every time you prove to yourself that you can go further than you thought, you're rewiring your brain to believe in your limitless potential. So let's take a step back and look at this from my favorite lens, the metaphysical one. Your mind isn't just a tool. It's a manifestation of the divine. It's a gateway to infinite possibilities. When you allow your imagination to explore without limits, you're tapping into universal energy. The same energy that creates galaxies, grows trees, and moves mountains. Biblically, it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven." I like to call it the mindset of God, because that is a place where imagination is in fact without limits. And you are directly plugged into the universal energy. And all these things that you desire will be added unto you. Nothing will hold you back. Your limits, they'll no longer exist. Think about it. The universe doesn't operate with limits. Why should you? The concept of one more go isn't just about pushing harder. It's about trusting that you are connected to something greater. There's always another layer of strength, creativity, and possibility waiting for you. So as we wrap up today, let me leave you with this. Life will always give you opportunities to stop. It'll whisper, "You're tired. You've done enough. Just quit." But here's the truth. You've always got one more go. The only question is, will you take it? Your mind is infinite. Your potential is infinite. The only limits you face are the ones you accept. So next time you feel like you've hit a wall, remember, that's not the end. That's your invitation to dig deeper, push harder, and tap into the playground of your mind where everything is possible. So this week, I challenge you to push past one of your limits. Maybe it's staying committed to a goal, having a difficult conversation, or dreaming bigger than you've ever dared to. Whatever it is, when you feel like you're done, you have no more in the tank, remind yourself, I've got one more go. I'd love to hear about your journey. Share it with me on social media or email me at ray@billionairebraintrust.com, and let's keep this conversation going. I want to thank you for spending time with me on the Lifestyle Expansion Blueprint. If today's episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who else needs the reminder. And remember, the blueprint for your life, your best life, isn't about stopping at limits. It's about breaking through them. Stay expansive, my friends. Peace.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Lifestyle Expansion Blueprint. My hope is that you're leaving with new insights and the tools to help you craft the life you envision. Remember, your blueprint for success is already within you. It just needs to be unlocked. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who's ready to expand their life. Until next time, I'm Gray. Keep building, keep growing, and always stay in alignment with your highest self.